Hello and welcome back to Mars Horizon, where we are leading Japan in the space race. In the last episode we completed the milestone space station. If you haven't seen that episode or previous episodes, please find a link in the description below to take you to the playlist for this Let's Play. In this episode we'll be focused on the next milestone, which is Mars landing. So, as said last time, we completed the first era-free Mars and beyond, which is the space station. And we did that first, so we got all the support, the research and the Mars experience, and then obviously the extra reward for achieving the milestone first. In this episode we're going to continue. We're going to start looking at doing the Mars lander. Okay, so the way it's looking, we've payload's done, vehicle's done, so we've got an extra bit of boost and in time and increase in the booster cost. The vehicle has optimal and suboptimal launch windows reversed, and let's say we've done all the launch preparations. We did a train on the payload reliability, and we'll be launched in July of 1975, which is 5 months away from now. We have a space welding mission as a request mission, just to keep our science up, keep us going to, because we're only at 424 science per month at the minute, so we could do with that boosting up quite well. So let's get a vehicle selected. Okay, so we can design a shuttle now. So you can now design a shuttle as a launch vehicle for crewed missions. So design a shuttle. That looks awesome. Shuttles are designed in the same way as normal vehicles, except that the upper stage and booster cannot be edited. This means they need to be able to carry the mission payload, just like other launch vehicles. As long as the mission is successful, a shuttle can be reused on future crewed missions. Okay, so reusing a shuttle. When constructing a new shuttle, it will have a build time and cost as usual. However, when reusing an existing shuttle, this cost will be replaced by a fitting time and cost. As fitting time and cost are far lower than a normal build time and cost, reusing a shuttle can be a great way to save time and money on missions. Yeah, that seemed pretty good. That does look really nice. So yeah, we're definitely going to be doing this. So like I said, we can't adjust the upper and the boost stage, and we can't use, I don't like the name, we're going to rechange that to Hope. Confirm. May as well, the upper stage and the booster is both called Hope, so we may as well call the shuttle, or the first shuttle, Hope. It'd be nice if we can name, what I'm trying to say, if we can have more than one shuttle, then we can try and name them different, have each one to have a different name. And we've got some upgrade points we can put into them as well. So use composite materials for rocket motor casing reduces overall construction cost. That sounds pretty good. Horizontal integration. Adapting horizontal integration for vehicle construction reduces structural overheads and simplifies launch pad transfer. Okay. So it'll cost 100k. That doesn't cost anything. This is 200k. Improved guidance systems, 20% chance of positive event during a launch. Wow, that would be pretty cool. Can I select that? I can. Oh, that gives you free. Ah, so you can select. Yeah. Yeah, the foster station, so vehicle construction goes up and down, but then yeah, increase the cost of everything. So them two. So the composite case will add an extra month on, but reduce the cost. Select no upgrade. So yeah, 11 months at 2,250. That's the, don't want the contractors, upgrades. So that'll decrease the cost by 225. That will increase the cost by the 100k, but decrease the vehicle build time by a month, which I'm not particularly bothered about. It's only a month. This will increase the, this will keep it 11 months, but increase the cost by an extra 200,000. But yeah, I'm going to do that one actually. It may be right, it may be wrong, I don't know, but I feel that's a nice improvement to have for a successful launch. Okay, so we've got 7% payload reliability, 71% launch reliability with a good positive effect. 71% positive, that's nice. Sorry, 71% launch, 38% positive, 33% launch success, and then it's 22% negative effects and only 7% critical. I'm going to confirm this. I like the idea of a reusable shuttle, so we'll confirm it and build. Like I say, I mean, it's probably quite expensive, but then again, I don't really feel that's that expensive compared to other options. So let's get that built for 11 months time. So it's probably taking longer than it probably should do, but yeah, we get a reusable shuttle. What more can we ask for? Okay, so we've got a spare mission slot. Let's just see what we can do. So we can't do any more milestones on Earth. The moon is done, but it has a request mission for a lunar rover in, which has great science and good support and onboard cameras for vehicle upgrades and additional Mars experience. Yep, so Mars tech increased by 50%. Great. Oh yeah, so we've got a challenge here. So complete the Grand Tour before China, we get 350k. That would be quite nice to achieve. Okay, so for the request mission, this one does look quite good. We'll go across and just check. So like I said, we are planning the Mars lander. And we have a request here for another subsurface penetrator, but we got the support and science is okay. But I do feel that the lunar one does look pretty good. As I say, there's only one phase after launch, but we need to perform translunar injection, achieve lunar orbit, perform lunar descent, dock with command module, and perform controlled re-entry. Similar to the normal crewed landing. So I think we'll plan this mission and select that payload. So I didn't check. So we've got Apollo payload, which is the same as the crew landing. So we've got the standard, the crew, comms, and navigation. So yeah, standard definitely. So we'll pick with the standard and go back to the solar system. Okay, just quickly check the base. Ooh, I've been there, flying around the map. Right, if we go to build, I believe, yeah, we have a vehicle assembly building we could start doing, which will reduce the cost of the vehicle, or reduce the vehicle build time by 10%. But it will give us an extra 15k upgrade charge, and it will cost us a bit of money. I think we should get it built just so I don't forget about it, because I'm going to forget about this. So could up here for 130k, or we could put it here for 110. Cool, we'll get it built there, which will take 8 months to build. What's this one? Move. Oh, moved. Okay. Right, so to move a building, select it with the cursor and choose a new valid position. This will have a funds cost dependent on the type of building and will include the cost of any obstructions that need to be removed. Buildings can be rotated with X and Z. Changing the layout of your base can come in handy when trying to fit in a new building or to make most of adjacency bonuses. Okay, well, just like I say, I saw a spot of four tiles here, which could look quite nice. So this will reduce the -2% for vehicle build time and vehicle build cost compared to just an extra bit of science. And it's only going to cost us 40k, so I think that's a good shout. Yep, we're still at 18.8, about 8.8 million, so we're looking pretty good. We've got 335,000 income, which is still good. Okay, so let's go back. So that's the base under control. Research wise, we are still researching towards the Jupiter flyby, which will be done next turn, which is a shame because it's only got 2 points left to go, but oh well. From there, we'll definitely go straight down to the Voyager, because it seems pretty silly to get the flyby unlocked but not get the payload. And then from there, it's tempting to go back to the Saturn flyby, but I feel the best option will be going down to the modular space station, then onto the Saryar payload, and then from there we'll have to do one of the Neptune or the Uranus flyby to be able to then unlock, because I'd like to get down to the Grand Tour as well, because looking at that, is it up here? Yep, so the milestone challenge is to complete the Grand Tour before China. Nice little bit of income, which is always going to be helpful. But to get there, we're going to need to get the Voyager to be able to then come down and maybe do the one of these flybys, then onto the space station and the payload to be able to unlock this section here. Just trying to see whether or not. So this ambitious mission will launch a long-range nuclear-powered probe with a carefully designed trajectory, allowing it to visit Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. After these encounters, the probe will continue on into interplanetary space, leaving the solar system entirely. So quite interesting, quite nice. It doesn't look like there's a payload to go with it, so it might be part of the Voyager payload, not sure. but when we get there, we'll get there. Like I said, it'd be nice also to get the Hubble telescope done as well. So again, plenty of things to keep us busy. So with that extended catch up, let's start looking at what we need to get on with. So I think the best thing to do now is Mars lander is 5 months again, 11 months for the reusable, get the shuttle done for the space welding, and then we'll start to do the lunar rover. Checking the crew, actually, we've only got one astronaut available. He's got 2 months, so 2 months. They're away for 12 months because they're in the space station, I believe. So I wonder how that, if we have to bring them back down. But anyway, and then we've got another 2 months, so we'll have 3 astronauts back in 2 months' time, ready to do the what's it called again? The lunar roving. Okay, we need 3 crew for that, so that's brilliant. So let's just skip to the next month. So the Jupiter flyby is now complete. So we'll move directly onto the Voyager payload, which is a robotic probe capable of long-term exploration of the outer solar system and beyond. Yes, that makes sense that will be used for the Grand Tour. So that's good. And again, there's nothing to do now, so let's just skip to the next event. Just keep an eye. So ESA is launched in 6 months. Okay, astronauts take space shower. A series of photos from your space station Skylab have been published in several newspapers. In one image, astronaut Fukuyuda Tsukai can be seen taking a space shower, a complex zero-G shower involving a cylindrical curtain and a vacuum system to suck away water. It takes hours to set up. Various articles have quoted Fukuyuda Tsukai as saying, "And the soap makes you itch," but it still felt like a luxury. Well, shame we can't get the engineers onto that and get that rectified, but we get some more support, which is what we always need. And we have the Mars lander ready to launch. Okay, how are we looking? So 90% for the payload and now 86 for launch. So it looks pretty good, so let's go. And ESA is 4 months behind us on their launch. Okay, well, it looks like we have a nice days. Okay, the carry shot of July 1975. Okay, then so we're 86% launch and we have adequate conditions, so we're back to do up to 2%, so we're 88% launch, only 3% negative and 9% negative. So let's continue. Yep, looking good so far. Yep, looks like a nice successful launch. And it's only 34%, but that's all we need. Okay, no levels up because they're already max level. Okay, so Mars lander, July 1975, phase 1. Okay, Earth, enter Mars transfer orbit. Okay, so we've got 5 navigation, 8 thrust to achieve. We need 10 navigation and 15 thrust for the bonus. Comms, data, and 5 power for the secondary resources. So we've got 4 turns. Like I said, the thrust will decay with turns, so we need to try to achieve 15, which I think is going to be quite hard, but shouldn't be impossible. But we only need 2 turns to be able to get that done. But it will take a bit of doing. We might have to do the thrust straight away to achieve the 15. But if we get everything settled, we might be able to do this about 2 or 3, like maybe get all the thrust done in one go with all 4 commands if we can get the navigation sorted. So, without me yabbering on too much, let's crack on. So let's get some power into navigation. Be nice to turn that navigation into some secondary resources. So we use 3 navigation to get 4 data and 2 comms. Use the data to get 2 comms and 2 navigation seems good. We could then, I'm going to try and leave the thrust because I feel that we can get that all in one turn if we have enough data and navigation, but I don't want to leave it too much because worst case we need to do 2 of these, the calculated thrust burner, to gain at minimum the objectives. So we could then turn the navigation, the comms into navigation and data. Then that'll give us up to 6. So it's pretty close up. We'll already achieve the navigation, and we can then put everything into getting the thrust. So let's confirm that. So 65 is good. 43 and a 93. So we gained an additional comms and a 74. Brilliant. Right, first commands are good. Right, so don't want to waste all our power getting the navigation. So yeah, we could put two comms back in and get. Actually, if you cancel that, yeah, when we can do 2 comms into two data into 2 comms and 2 navigation, and then turn the. I don't want to do that because we're going over. We don't need to go overboard with the comms because we're going to get load by doing this as well. So I think if we leave the comms for now and start focusing towards getting this thrust up to 15. Okay, so let's just get a load of. But then we could use the extra comms, extra navigation to get data and comms. So that might be a better idea actually. Yeah, so if we use the extra comms to gain some more navigation, and turn the navigation into 4 comms and 2. So 4 data and 2 comms, because we need 2 comms and 1 data to get this thrust sorted out. Okay, so we've got that. I'm tempted to do it again because we're going to have to do this at least 3 or 4 turns, so we should be able to get the comms back no problem. And we've got quite a nice research secondary resources there now, so that'll give us 5 command slots of this one here, which will be enough to do what we need to do. So let's confirm. We've got 33, 63, and 47, and a 22. Brilliant. Right, so we've got what we need there. And my view now is just pretty much to spam that as so. So that, in theory, should work. So we're just going to use the two data and 1 comm to gain a navigation of 4 thrust, which, if all successful, we have 3 power to resist them. It will give us our 10 navigation and 16 thrust. So let's confirm. Okay, 26 is good. Right, we've got a first fail. Okay, but we're just going to resist it because we have the spare power. So the way it's looking, we should be able to complete this. So 42 and a 37. And that's how we do it. First phase completely successfully completed. And we're getting the bonus. Continue. Okay, so that's looking pretty good now. Let's just go to what we're looking at. Need to go to Mars. That's what we're looking at. So Mars lander. So we've achieved it first. So at the minute, ESA are 4 months behind us on their launch. Okay. So we've got a quest mission for an impact analysis. So again, support and science looking good over there, but we haven't got any active missions available. The next one will probably be, I think these two may be completed similar times, but it'd be nice to get this built, launched, and then possibly reuse it, but I don't think that's going to be the case. So we have a long duration flight, which gives us a nice load of credits, which is always good. So, but first phase done. We'll have to just check what's going on over here. Just selected that, didn't I? Okay. Anyway, clear that off, and we will go to the next month. So ESA requests data. Following the success of your space station mission, ESA have requested that your agency shares the scientific data obtained during the mission. ESA representatives have stated that the gesture would greatly improve relations between our 2 great agencies. End of the day, like I said before, we are doing this for the benefit of all humanity, so we will share the scientific data. Okay, your agency has shared the obtained data with ESA, who sent their thanks. We look forward to continued beneficial collaborations between 2 agencies. So we gain reputation and they gain science. So maybe that wasn't the best choice, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so we have the payload for the lunar roving. We have 10% payload reliability, but launch reliability has gone down, so we can live with that. Right, so vehicle design stage. So yes, we can do another rocket. Okay, so it's interesting to do another one. So you can reuse these parts. That's the one I think I was interested in, whether or not the upgrades would have to once you've used them, they're gone type thing. But it looks like you can reselect them. So it's interesting to get another one. It's going to be 2.4k for that. But yeah, cancel. Yeah, don't want to not design it. Let's reuse a design. Well, that itself is going to still cost us 2.4, and it's 15 months. So the way it's looking, it's probably better to actually do that approach, because yeah, we can only use that anyway. So it's actually going to be better to do another rocket, and that's even with adding on the improved successful transfer launch. But it's interesting though, I presume this one will actually stay with the rocket or not. We'll have to find out. That is interesting though. This one won't actually be able to handle the payload. So that's no good. So we'll probably have to reuse that design, which is a shame, but we could load the design, and it's might be better to increase the time and decrease the cost. Actually, let's just go back a second. Back again. This is purely for science and support, so we can restart looking at reusing the rocket shuttles here, but as I say, we can't do anything but use the ATSU, which is going to be 2.4 million at 15 months. Which means load that design. The contractors would add an extra 2 months, but would save us 0.8. Yeah, we're not in a rush per se, so let's confirm that and go. 1 year and 6 months, which is a shame, but it is what it is, I suppose. So research, we are only about a third way through that, so not doing too bad. And the next stage of this one is 3 months for the Mars lander. The Space Warden is 5 months, and the Lunar is 18. So we've got quite a bit of time, so we'll just go to the next month. Okay, so vehicle assemblies are completed. Does that mean... Yeah, I think Kubernetes Soviets have just done that, I think, because the animation was quite cool there. I think that could be our Mars lander, I believe. Okay, so we've got solar wind monitoring again, which again, it's a nice little quick mission, but it's not really worth the extra support and science, but it's better if you've got nothing to do. Yeah, so doesn't seem we have much planning to do, but apart from just got to keep an eye on the research. Anyway, yeah, so next month to the next phase of the Mars lander. So I need to go into mission control, and we will do phase 2 of Mars lander. Okay, so now we need to execute trajectory correction. Okay, so we need 6 comms, 6 navigation, and 3 thrust. And then for the bonus, we need 11 comms, 11 navigation, and 5 thrust. We've got data and power for secondary. So again, we only need 5 thrust. So we'll probably have to do the calculated thrust burner at least twice. But we should be able to do that on the last turn, so it's not going to be the end of the world. Okay, so we need to get navigation and comms. So it's probably going to be best just to use... What can we do? Trying to see what we got. The second resource, we can get 2 power, but that doesn't really... 2 power into 4 data, but that doesn't do much without the rest. Don't want to use too much power, but it looks like we're going to have to... If we use 2 power to get to 3 navigation, we can turn the 3 navigations into 4 comms and 2 comms. 4 data and 2 comms. Same point, that getting all this extra comms doesn't look that positive really either, so might just use some power to get some more comms then, and then use the comms to get some navigation, but I don't even see if that's very good either. Yeah, so if we use that, I think that might be a better approach actually. So yeah, so we do 2 power into 3 comms, 3 comms into 4 navigation and 1 data, and then use 1 data and 1 navigation to gain 5 comms. Okay, and then to do, could do the comms again. So that's going to give us 4 comms and 2 data, so it's reverse. Did we do that one there? No. Yeah, so I'm tempted to put the navigation back into the comms and the data, get 2 data. And then we'll have to focus a lot on... Yeah, it's going to be pretty much switching between the two, going back and forth. But either way, we need to make sure we get plenty of comms, because we need at least 2 spare comms for the thrust. So we'll confirm that and see how we get going. 52% is good, 42 is good, 1% is not good. Okay, so we will lose one comms, so I'm going to accept that loss. It's not going to be the end of the world, and we got 79% there. Okay, so we need to get the comms a lot higher, so we could get some power into comms. Could use a yeah, that seems pretty good. And could do that. So yeah, so 2 power to 3 navigation, 1 data and 1 navigation to 5 comms, and then 3 comms into 4 navigation and 1 data. Then we will be able to gain a navigation here, so we should, as long as we need to get to at least 9. We need to get 3 more data, 3 more navigation to then achieve it with the 2 thrust here. So I could do with more navigation though. Tempted to do that to get a lot more use the comms, then we can throw more comms into this next turn. Should be able to get all the thrust and the navigation on the last turn if we need to. But yep, 74% is good. 23 and 23. Yeah, so get a load of comms, and now we need to get some more navigation, so we can use the comms. Just feel like we're going back and forth between getting navigation and comms all the time. But if we do that twice, yeah, it will give. Actually, don't need to do that. We do actually need to do one of these anyway. It could be worth getting some recharges done. But if we did 2 of them, we'd still need to get. We'll still be 3 short on each of them. 1 command left, so we won't do that just yet. So we need to get some more comms. So to get comms, we'll use 1 navigation and 1 data, and then tempted to recharge twice to be fair, because if we do 2 of them, it still wouldn't give us the navigation we need. That would. So if we did that, that would give us the comms. Yeah, we've got enough data to do the 2 calculated thrust burn, and we need 2 turns, which will be 2 of them. Yep, that'll give us 2 comms to achieve the objective as well. Okay, so 84 is good. 77, 28, and there's no thrust to get rid of. So last turn. First things first, let's gain 2 calculated thrust burns to give us the 8 thrust we need. That'll give us navigation, and we'll already have our 11 comms. So we'll recharge twice, and then if these fail, we don't care, because we'll be able to resist it. Cool, so 25% is good, and a 58% is better. That's phase 2 completed successfully. Everyone's clapping for joy as usual. Right, so we've now just done the mid-course manoeuvring. Continue. Yep, so phase 2 is looking good. Yeah, so we're here at the minute. So at the minute now, we've got to wait 9 more months before we can do the Mars landing, which will be achieve Mars orbit and then perform Mars descent. Looks like ESA will be launching this month or next month, so we'll see how they go ahead with that. Okay, so active missions. Like I say, we've got 5 months to go to do the final phase of the Mars lander. the space one's 2 months to go and 15 for the lunar. So 2 months we'll have our first reusable shuttle. Research wise it's not slowed actually, we're up still 500 research per turn. So yeah, still got about about 8 turns to go, whatever. So yeah, 8 turns. Okay, 8 turns to go for that. Then from there, after that's done, I suppose we could start planning to do the Jupiter flyby, but that might have to be a 2-part episode. We'll have to see how it goes. So, because if I'm correct in thinking, too far, Jupiter. Like I say, it's going to take the build time, which will probably be a year or so from start of the project to the end of the project. Then we've got another 1 year and 8 months to go for that one. So we will have to see how things progress for that way. But it's going to get to the point where if I go to research buildings, is there any way we can get more? Yeah, so we might have to start looking at researching the additional mission control expansion to be able to get some more request missions done and be able to achieve it. The problem with that is we will be having to keep an eye on our funds if we're going to do more missions, but I think that's one that we might have to go for next. Space plane runway looks pretty good as well. So minus 25% refit cost, which is very nice. Improve launch reliability when placed next to a medium or light. Okay, that looks pretty good as well. The water sound suppression. Got a launch pad, which is just vehicle build cost. Astronauts tier 2 research. Yeah, so it might be good as well to get. Oh yes, actually, this looks interesting. Minus 20% cost on the vehicles and minus 20% cost on the missions. Damn, I didn't see that before. But we would need to obviously research the expansion and also get these done as well. But that might be definitely worth it. Didn't see that before. Yes, that might be interesting because we still need to really get on with all these, but we could lose an extra 20% on them, so that would be quite a big deal. If you get all of it done, we get additional support. Right, okay, nothing much we can do at the minute. Like I say, we haven't got any more slots to do, and we haven't got any more research that we can do. So we'll go to the next event. They complete phase 1 that ESA did of the Mars lander, which is good for them. And we're just shy of the next tier, but we'll still get 510k per month. But next budget review, we should hopefully be able to get into the next tier, which would be an extra 561. Okay, so the payload, or the rocket and the shuttle for the space one is complete. Okay, so assigned crew with 0 recuperation time upon mission success. We'll have 0. Okay, that's nice. Brilliant. So as long as we bring it all back, we'll be fine. So launch preparation. So we need 2 crew members. So if we just go back again, so we have 7% for the payload and 71 for the launch. So if we get a test pilot, we'll assign you. Comm specialist. Tempted to get 2 test pilots, but the comm specialist I don't really think is going to be much different. So let's just assign you 2. Get that up to 81%, and we'll do training for the payload. And yeah, could launch. Yeah, we'll launch in March, just to give ourselves a bit more payload. So we'll confirm that and go. Again, nothing very much we can do, so we may as well just go to the next one. Right, Skylab crew return. Japan astronauts have safely landed on Earth after spending 12 months aboard the space station Skylab. In a televised interview, astronaut Fukuyudo Tsukai was asked about taking a space shower on the station, and revealed an incident where another crew member rigged the system so that the water was ice cold. I spent 3 hours setting up that shower. The astronaut laminated that I didn't speak to them for a week afterwards. But it's nice to know that astronauts are enjoying themselves up there. Okay, but yeah, so we got another 200 support for an astronaut having a shower in space. It's always good. But yeah, so I'm interested in getting so much in the buildings one, which is quite interesting, but yeah, does look pretty good down here. So what's that? 10% Mars experience for successful missions. That's interesting as well. All these are pretty good. Yeah, another one down. So we can get down here as well, and we get 2 more mission slots, which means we start flying the missions out the door, which will be interesting as well, which will give us more science and more. Yeah, so it's just a toy between what we need to do, but it's trying to keep progressing as well as anything. But I definitely am wanting to go for the research lab straight onto the mission slots, and then mission 20% mission science reduction. And then I would like to probably get at least one of these 2, or even, yeah, probably just one of these, because that's an extra 10,000. We get another mission slot and then see where we're going. But like I say, Voyager's got a bit of time to keep going, and the Space One is due next month. Let's just double check what's happening out in Mars. So ESA is 6 months behind. Yep. Okay, and we're almost there. So we are 2 months away from the Mars lander, and we've got to see the shuttle now. So space welding. Okay, so 76% for the payload and 81% for the launch reliability. Looking good. So let's go to launch the first shuttle. And it's raining. What's the chance? Well, we'll see how this affects us, but the launch date for Hope in March of 1996. So we have improved guidance. So we've only got an 8% critical. Bad weather 14%. That is bad. I suppose we've only got 25%, but we have got a brand new rocket. We've got improved guidance of 20%. I'm going to reschedule. I'm going to chicken out and reschedule because we've got 2 astronauts. Oh, I should have done that. Can I go back and do it now? Nope. Damn. Yep, once you've done it, you've done it. It's a shame. Okay, so we could change the payload, but it is what it is now. So we're going to have to go to July, and we'll confirm that. I didn't want to risk the astronauts' lives or our first ever shuttle for the sake of that. I mean, I think it probably would have been fine, but I didn't see the need to risk it. Okay, so we've got heat shield analysis for credits, and we have an orbital radio. So both of the lunar duration and the heat shield would have been quite interesting to get done. Well, actually, I probably would have done the rendezvous attempt again. Yeah, probably would have done the rendezvous attempt again, and then the long flight would have been good as well. Okay, so either way, we will continue and we'll do the Mars lander instead this month. So Mars lander is ready to go. So we will continue as it makes its way to the red planet. Okay, so Mars lander of April 1976 for phase 3. Achieve Mars orbit. Okay, so we need 7 comms, 7 data, 3 navigation, and then 14 comms, 14 data, and 5 navigation for the bonus. We've only got power for secondary, and we have 4 commands and 4 turns. So the biggest one's going to be getting the comms and the data. The navigation shouldn't be that big a deal, so we'll focus on getting the other 2 first. So use some power to get some comms. Turn the comms into 2 navigation and 2 navigation and 1 comm, and turn that into 1 comm, 1 navigation into 5 comms. I don't like that because it seems to be we're going backwards again. Okay, so yeah, the comms we can just get some power and a navigation, and we'll be able to get that in pretty much 1 to 2 turns. So that's not going to be a big deal for the comms. Sorry, for the navigation. Comms can get about 3, and navigation's 5 for the comms, and navigation's about 3. So let's it does seem interesting, that approach, but yeah, so we've got the 3 power to 3 comms. Yeah, I don't want to use too much power straight off the bat though. But it does seem to be that this would be the best option, turning 1 of the data into 2 navigation and 2 comms. or we'll just use straight into the comms and then use the comms. Yeah, so we'll do power into data, power into comms, so 2 power to 3 comms, 1 power 1 comms for navigation, and then a navigation, 3 navigations to 4 comms and 2 data. Do we need to do that? No. Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, so I want to use the power to get the free data. Use the data to get to two navigations and 1 comms. Use the power on comms to get more navigation, and turn that navigation, 4 navigation to 3 navigations, into 4 comms and 2 data. That's what I want to do to keep power. Okay, so 58 is good. 45 is good, and a 96 is brilliant. So we get an extra comms. Sorry. Brilliant. And the last one is a 63%. Okay, so we get some good resources now. We're all, like I say, the navigation is done. We just need 2 more, so we can get that with power if we need to. So let's just focus on getting the comms and then data up. Like I say, I'm interested in just wasting, or not wasting, but using the comms, using the navigation to get comms and data. But if I did that, and maxed into that, that wouldn't be the end of the world. But I could use the navigation. Use the free navigation to get 4 comms and 2 data. And then could use power to get the free comms, free data to turn free comms into free data and some navigation. Trying to see where the best data is going to come from. So navigation, I could turn 1 navigation and 1 data into some comms. Yep, that looks good to me. Okay, so we've got a failure. So this one here would lose 2 comms, so I'm going to resist it because I think it's not worth it. 24 is good. 92 is even better, so we gained another data. 21's good. Okay, so we got 2 turns left to go. We need to get, well, more of everything. But if we use a comms, a data and a navigation to get 5 comms, that'll give us our comms and 1 spare. We do need to get some comms, so we could turn 3 comms into 3 data and 2 navigation, which will gain as our navigation, but we still need to get 2 more comms. But we could do with doing that one, some power and a comms into the navigation, and then we're just shy of, yeah, that's not going to work. We could do that then. Use the data and a navigation to gain 5 comms. Yep, which would do everything. So I'm going to take that because so far the payload's been pretty good. So that would give us 16, 14 and 5, which would be enough to do the bonus. Okay, so that's not what we needed. So if we resist it, we would gain additional comms. But if we resist it, we won't be able to do the flyover. Let's just accept the consequence of that. Okay, 90% is good. And 99% is even better. Brilliant. 35 is good. Okay, so we still achieved it because I think the obviously all the bonuses at 90% did very well. So we've achieved the mission, which is good. So on to the next task. Okay, so now I need to perform the Mars descent. Okay, so we've got 7 data, 7 navigation to gain the objective, and 14 data and 14 navigation for the bonus. We have comms and power as secondary resources, and we need to again deal with this amazing thing called heat. Right, so heat will be modified between 1 and 3 at the end of the next turn. So we need to keep it below 3. Test will end at the end of the turn if the above conditions are not met. Fantastic. So, we need to get the heat gone as quickly as possible. So we need to get some resources. So if we use some power to get free comms, and power to get... no, if we use comm and heat, we'll gain navigation and a comms. We could then use a comms and... So power, comms and fire heat, and we'll get an additional 4 navigation. So we'll be at 6, which is great, and we could do with doing anything to get the comms up. So what does comms? Navigation and heat. Okay, so we'll take that away actually. Yeah, we need some more navigation. So again, that's why we'll do that. Then maybe next turn we'll be able to apply that and gain some navigation. But tempted just use some power to get some comms. So let's confirm that. Wow, 97%. So we get additional data. 54 and a 26. Finally a 40%. So that's good. And we got some heat of 2. So the heat's okay. But we will use the heat anyway. So we could turn the heat into... Well, if we get an extra comms, we could just get straight data and not lose it. But if we do that, either way, this one will still work. But I don't want to lose. I'm not really fussed about comms. So where can we get comms? No, it's comms are here. So we just use some power, or use one of the Could use one of each to get 1 data, 1 navigation to get 5 comms. That should be enough spare resources to keep us going for the rest of the turn. We'll use a power and a power, comms and heat to get navigation. We could also use a navigation and heat to get a load of comms there though. Yeah, so we could do that to get some comms and navigation. We could then get the navigation back by using the power, comms and heat. So that gets rid of the heat. We've got 2 turns now. So what can we do now to gain a load more comms and navigation? That looks pretty good. So we'll turn the excess comms into 3 data and 2 navigation. And then I don't really want to... Do I need to get any more comms? Don't think so. So try and see what's best to lose. So we could recharge, which might be a better option to give us spare power, or use the power to get some more navigation. Nope, let's get some navigation. 13%, that was close. Okay, 68 is good. 33 is good. And a 15%. And what heat do you want to give us now? 2. Brilliant. So nothing dramatic there. So we just need 3 of data and navigation. And we've got no power at all, so this is going to be good. So we could recharge. We could just recharge the whole turn and then just go from there. But we could do with getting the heat gone. So we could use some comms and getting the heat down to 0 again. And then just need 1 more data. Sorry, 1 more navigation and 4 data. But if I recharge, I need 1 navigation and 4 data. So I don't think the best option is to recharge all of it. But the only thing I can do really is to use navigation to get comms, which is not really the best idea either, because we're not really gaining much from that. Could just use the power. Yeah, that would work. So let's get that done. Okay, so 72 is good, and a 32% is good. What heat do you want to give us now? 3. Fantastic. Right, so we may as well use the power and the heat to get rid of the heat, so that gives us a load of comms. We could then use the comms and the heat. Let's use navigation and the comms and the heat, sorry, to get 4 comms and 2 data. That'll achieve the mission and may as well recharge twice, which means we'll be able to complete the mission. We'll have the extra energy if we need to. But we don't need it, so that first one's command is done, and we have a 67% to complete that part. And that is the Mars lander successfully on Mars. And we have touchdown. Oh wow, that's nice. Oh, I know what the thumbnail is going to be for this mission, for this video. Okay, so that's the Mars lander completed with the milestone, the first and the bonus. So a massive amount of support and a nice little boost in our research for 10 months. And we get some real experience and total Mars preparation. Fantastic. Like I say, so we've now completed that milestone. Mars lander. So we're doing quite well over here at Mars, but we'll see how the agencies catch up. So ESA was 4 months behind us. So brilliant news. So as that's the end of the first of that milestone, thank you very much for watching episode 13 on my Japan's Let's Play. If you like the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next episode of Mars Horizon.